Hi there, my name is Brecht. I'm the main developer of WP Recipe Maker and would love to introduce you to it. I created this brand new blog and I also added a post that I want to add a recipe to. So I just go to the post, to the place that I want to add a recipe, and then just press the WP Recipe Maker button on top. This opens up the modal where you can add all the recipe details. You can give it a name, a summary for the recipe, and then you could select text inside this summary and style it, or add a link, for example. Let's just skip that for now. You can add an author, you can change the servings. Let's make this a meatball recipe for 4 people. You could add recipe times, like prep time, cook time, and total time. It will automatically add up these values for you, but you can manually change them as well. Then we have the course and cuisine fields. You can select from a predefined list, but you could also just start typing whatever you want and press enter to use that, like Italian American, for example. Let's move on to the ingredients and instructions tab. Over here you enter your ingredients, and the easiest way to do that is to use the tab key. So just fill in each field, press tab, and at the end of the ingredient, if you press tab, it will create a new line for you, and you can just continue entering the ingredients. Another option is to use the buttons on the bottom, and you also have the icons next to the ingredient lines to drag them around. So we can drag these around, we can press the delete button to remove lines. The add ingredient group button can be used to add an ingredient group like sauce, as many as you want, wherever you want. The same for instructions, you just type the instruction, press tab, it moves on to the next one. You can drag them around, you can add instruction groups. The words inside the instruction can also be selected and styled, same as the summary. And that's about it for the instructions. So let's move on to the recipe notes, the final tab. Over here you could add anything you want, and this is basically a traditional editor that you're used to, so you could do anything here as well. When you're done, just click on Insert and Close, and it will add the recipe to the post. So let's take a look at what that looks like right now. And you can see a clean recipe layout. Now, there's another way to create recipes. So let's go back and click on the WP Recipe Maker button again and take a look at this Import from Text tab. This is very useful when you're drafting your recipes in another place, like in a Word document, for example. What I do is just select everything, copy it, and go back to that Import from Text tab, paste it in there, and follow the instructions. It's asking me to select the name, so I'm highlighting the name, click on Next, you highlight the summary, click on the Next, highlight the ingredients, click Next, and now it asks if there are any ingredient groups in there. There aren't, so we can just click Next. Now it's time to select the instructions, Next, and over here we do have 2 ingredient groups, so we're selecting fresh pesto and finish the dish, and we can move on. We don't have any notes for this particular recipe, so just Next, and the text import has finished. Now we can check out the recipe details, and you can see the name and summary are filled in. We can add an image over here, so let's use this one. And we could set a serving size, for example, and of course fill in all the other fields. Let's take a look at the ingredients tab. You can see the ingredients are already in their right place. The text import is not perfect, however, so you might have to make tiny changes like this. Finally, we're going to add an instruction image. You just click on the Add Image button, select the image and use it. You could save changes in between by just clicking on the Save button before heading over to the next tab. We're not going to make any other changes, so just Insert and Close, and let's take a look at the result. When we go to our blog, we'll see that the recipe is there, nicely styled with the images in there. Another important part of the plugin is the WP Recipe Maker section in the backend. It starts out with a Manage page that lists all the recipes on your website. You also have this SEO indicator that indicates whether or not your recipe is optimized for SEO. You should aim at getting this green. If you hover over it, it will show you what fields you need to fill in to get it green. For this particular recipe, we should have filled in the time, course, cuisine, and calories, for example. You can also edit and delete recipes from this page, should you want to. Another page to look at is the settings page. We have a lot of options here for styling your recipes. For example, you could change all the recipe template colors in here. I recommend just reading through them and getting a feel for what's possible. To end this video, I would like to show you the support tab over here, where you can find a link to the documentation with lots of examples, an email address for us, And most importantly, this button in the bottom right that you can click and just use the form to contact us directly. If you have any questions at all, just use that form and we're happy to help you out. We hope you'll enjoy this plugin and just let us know if you have any questions or suggestions at all. Thanks. Bye.